Hey everyone, welcome back to Gadgets Pod. Today we're diving into something really exciting, turning a Raspberry Pi into a powerful, portable control center using Companion and a Stream Deck. First up, let's talk about Companion. It's an incredible open source platform that gives you deep control over a wide range of devices. Everything from video switchers and lighting systems to streaming software and even smart APIs. Whether you're automating tasks, managing a live production, or integrating with third-party services, Companion makes it all seamless. Now pair that with a Stream Deck, a customizable control pad with programmable buttons, and you've got a match made in tech heaven. By combining Companion, a Stream Deck, and a Raspberry Pi, we're building a compact, customizable setup perfect for streamers, content creators, or automation lovers. And the best part? It's surprisingly easy to set up. So get ready. This project is going to seriously impress you. Now I'm going to show you how to install Bitfocus Companion on a Raspberry Pi step by step. Before we begin, here's what you'll need. For Raspberry Pi installation, Raspberry Pi 4 or 5, micro SD card 16 gigabytes, an Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi connection for internet access, a power supply for your Pi, a card reader to write the Raspberry Pi OS Image / CompanionPi Image onto the micro SD card. Optional but helpful, a case to protect your Pi, and a cooling fan to prevent overheating. If you're using a Raspberry Pi 4, I highly recommend the Argon 1v2 case. It's sleek, keeps your Pi cool, and looks fantastic on your desk. I've made a full video on it, so check out the link in the description if you're interested. There are two ways to install Companion on a Raspberry Pi. 1. Flashing the Companion OS image. This is the easiest method, where we directly flash the pre-configured Companion OS onto a microSD card. 2. Manual installation on Raspberry Pi OS. If you already have Raspberry Pi OS installed, you can set up Companion manually using terminal commands. We'll go through both methods step by step, so you can choose the one that works best for you. Method 1. Installing Companion OS on a Raspberry Pi by flashing the official CompanionPi image. This is the easiest and most recommended method for getting started. Step 1. Download the Companion OS image. First, we need to download the latest Companion OS image from the official Bitfocus website, www.bitfocus.io. Go to Products and click on Companion. Then click on Downloads. You may need to log in. Create an account and log in. On the download page, find CompanionPi. Make sure to download the stable version for a reliable experience. Once downloaded, we'll move on to flashing it onto our microSD card. Step 2. Flash the image to a microSD card. Now, we'll flash the Companion OS image to our microSD card. To do this, we'll use a tool called Balena Etcher, which works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. If you don't know how to flash an image on a Raspberry Pi, click the link above to watch our previous video, where we explained it in detail. Open Balena Etcher and follow these steps. Click Flash from File and choose the CompanionPi image you downloaded. Insert your microSD card into the card reader, connect it to your computer, and select it as the target. Click Flash to start the process. This process will take a few minutes. Once completed, you're ready to insert the microSD card into your Raspberry Pi. Step 3. First boot and setup. Now, insert the microSD card into your Raspberry Pi and connect the power adapter. The first boot may take a few minutes as the OS resizes itself based on your SD card's capacity. After rebooting, Companion OS will be running. To access the Companion interface, you'll need the IP address of your Raspberry Pi. To find your Raspberry Pi's IP address, you can check your router's connected devices or use a network scanning tool like Advanced IP Scanner. We covered this in a previous video on how to find the IP address of your Raspberry Pi. Check it out for a detailed explanation. Once you have the IP, open a web browser and enter http://Raspberry Pi's IP address :8000 to access the Companion admin interface. And that's it. We've successfully installed Companion OS on your Raspberry Pi using the pre-built image. Now, let's move on to the manual installation of Companion on a Raspberry Pi running Raspberry Pi OS. If you prefer a customized setup over a pre-built image, this method is for you. In this case, we may need additional hardware compared to the previous setup: a keyboard, mouse, and monitor. Let's get started. Step 1. Install Raspberry Pi OS. First, we need to install Raspberry Pi OS on the microSD card using the Raspberry Pi Imager. If you're doing this for the first time, check out our full video on how to do it. Here's how we do it. 1. Download and install Raspberry Pi Imager from the official Raspberry Pi website. 2. Launch Raspberry Pi Imager and select Raspberry Pi OS 64-bit as the operating system. 3. Insert your microSD card and select it as the storage device. 4. Click Write to start flashing the OS onto your microSD card. Once the flashing is complete, remove the SD card from your microSD card reader safely. Now insert the microSD card with Raspberry Pi OS installed into your Raspberry Pi, and then connect the power supply to turn it on. Step 2. Updating your Raspberry Pi. First, let's update our Raspberry Pi to ensure everything runs smoothly. Open the terminal and type sudo apt update and then sudo apt upgrade. Why? This will update all installed packages. It may take a few minutes, so be patient. Step 3. Installing Companion. Open the terminal and switch to the root user by typing sudo isu. Next, we need to install Companion. As root, execute the install script with this command: curl https://raw.github-content.com/bitfocus/companion-pi/main/install.sh bash. This will download and install Companion along with any required dependencies for headless or desktop use. Once it's done, you're ready to launch. Step 4. Starting Companion. Now, let's start Companion by running Companion Start. To make sure Companion starts automatically every time you boot your Pi, enable the service with sudo systemtool enable Companion. Sudo systemtool start Companion. Step 5. Accessing the Companion web UI. Now that Companion is running, you can access it from any device on your network. Open a web browser and type http:// your Raspberry Pi IP address :8000. If you don't know your Raspberry Pi's IP address, you can find it by typing hostname I. You can check our earlier video for a step-by-step guide on multiple ways to connect to your Raspberry Pi. If Companion fails to start, try restarting the service with the following command: sudo systemtool restart Companion. Once restarted, try opening the Companion web UI again. Alright, now that we've installed Companion and accessed the admin interface, let's take a quick tour of the UI. Right up front, you'll see several important tabs that make this tool incredibly powerful and flexible. We begin with Connections. This is where you link Companion to all your devices and software. Whether it's an ATM switcher, OBS, vMix, or a media player, everything gets connected from here. Next is the Buttons tab, your creative playground. Here, you can customize each button, assign one or multiple actions, change colors, icons, labels. It's super intuitive and completely flexible. Then comes Surfaces. This tab is where your Stream Deck or other control panels come alive. You can manage pages, layouts, and even configure multiple surfaces effortlessly. Triggers take things to the next level. Want something to happen automatically based on time, state, or input? Triggers help you automate your entire workflow with ease. Moving on to Settings. This is where you fine-tune how Companion behaves. From selecting themes and configuring startup options to managing backups, it's all here. Need to transfer your setup or save your progress? The Import/Export tab lets you back up, share, or restore configurations in just a few clicks. And finally, we have the Log tab. It gives you real-time status updates and error messages, perfect for debugging or monitoring everything under the hood. With all these tools available in one clean interface, Companion becomes your ultimate control hub, simple to use and powerful enough for any setup. All right, now comes the exciting part, connecting the Stream Deck to Companion. Simply plug your Stream Deck into the Raspberry Pi via USB. In most cases, Companion will automatically recognize it and list it as a surface. But if it doesn't show up right away, no worries. Just go to the Surfaces tab in the Companion admin interface and click on Rescan USB devices. Once it's detected, you'll see your Stream Deck appear in the list. Click on it to start assigning pages and customizing your button layout. Since we've already set up our devices in Companion, you'll now see those layouts reflected on the Stream Deck, ready to go. Each button is fully customizable. You can change the text, color, icon, and even add feedback indicators to reflect real-time status changes. And just like that, your Stream Deck is now fully integrated with Companion, unlocked and ready to control your entire setup with just a tap. Installing Bitfocus Companion on a Raspberry Pi comes with some major advantages. Let's take a quick look. First, it's an always-on dedicated device. You don't need to keep your laptop running just for Companion. Second, it's super portable. The Raspberry Pi is compact enough to take anywhere for studio setups or live events. Third, it's cost-effective. It's much more budget-friendly than using a full desktop or Mac. Fourth, it's power-efficient. Perfect for 24/7 use without consuming too much electricity. Fifth, it runs headless. No need for a monitor or keyboard. You can access everything from a browser on another device. Sixth, it's stable and streamlined, especially when using the CompanionPi Image, making it a focused, reliable control unit. Seventh, it offers great network flexibility. You can easily assign a static IP or access it remotely on your network. And finally, it supports custom integrations. Add GPIO accessories, USB devices, or even physical buttons to expand your control setup. And that's a wrap. You've now successfully turned your Raspberry Pi into a powerful Companion controller and connected it with your Stream Deck. But we're just getting started. In the next videos, we'll dive into how to connect and control different devices like video switchers, lighting systems, PTZ cameras, and more, right from your Stream Deck, powered by Companion. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching Gadgets Pod.